Hello and welcome to the Boostara podcast. I am your host, James. On the Boostara podcast, we meet leaders in business and education and uncover truths and insights from their amazing experiences. At Boostara, we help businesses boost growth, cut costs, and gain business insights. If you would like to learn more about how we can leverage AI for your business, please reach out by typing the word growth into the comments below, and I'll be sure to reach out. Today, we are joined by the amazing Raunak Masih, and I'm sure you'll correct my pronunciation, but lecturer in computer science. I think part of this discussion may go a little bit over my head, a little bit over my technical knowledge, but really excited to have you on, Raunak. Hello and welcome.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, James. Thank you so much.
Brilliant. Well, I mean, lecturer in computer science. I know there's a little bit more that you can add on to that. Could you just introduce yourself, Raunak? Tell us a little bit about yourself and the journey you've been on to get where you are today.
Okay, so hi, James, and hello to everyone listening. I am Raunak Masih, originally from India and currently based in Sheffield, England. My journey into AI began with a simple curiosity, asking lots of what if questions about data, intelligence, and how technology can improve lives. Along the way, I have taught computer science, machine learning across different levels, mentored students on real world projects, and additionally authored a beginner friendly book called as Machine Learning, a quick review of machine learning, because I believe that even algorithms should be able to speak plain English. Today, these days, I focused on applied AI research and education, particularly in areas like healthcare, NLP, and ethical AI. My goal is to make AI not just powerful, but also accessible, transparent, and genuine human friendly. And my journey began while I was doing research for my first master degree with a deep curiosity about how data could solve real world problems, from building basic tools to advanced models like stroke risk prediction and NLP based mental health insights. I have always been driven by a desire to bridge data and decision making. So my transition from computer science to machine learning was motivated by both passion and the growing impact AI has on everyday life.
Very, very fascinating. I guess my first very inquisitive question is just I mean, have you seen the transition and the introduction of AI? Has this been a very sudden and quick thing within sort of higher education? I think within the business world and the and just our sort of day-to-day lives, it seems to have suddenly appeared,
Yeah,
probably mostly from I think the release of ChatGPT. That's when people have become aware of this is AI, this is what it does, and then suddenly, I think I heard most recently there are 40,000 AI tools on the marketplace at the minute, and it's growing every single day. In terms of your experience in higher education, has it been a quick thing? Has it always been there? Yeah, what's the journey looked like in AI in higher education?
For me, since I was already had done my master's in computer science, but the dissertation was into the machine learning. So I know it's not like a new to me when I came here and I started learning AI. It's not a new to me. The
Yeah.
things that I know, the basic tools, I know the basic machine learning libraries from back in my first master degree. So it's not such a thing that appear and it got boom and I was like confused. So I
Yeah.
was very much mentally prepared. Okay, so this is this is what I have to build, this is what I have to read, and this is how things gonna change. But the difference is that here I got much more practical implementation that actually build the confidence, which I think I haven't had earlier.
Yeah, yeah. Do you see with students because AI learning at universities is becoming more and more common, departments are springing up. Do you see that as becoming inevitably more popular as we kind of go through this AI revolution within universities. Is that going to become more mainstream? AI as its own department within universities.
Um, well, I would rather say that AI, yeah, AI is definitely transforming the way we study by
Mm,
enabling just-in-time learning, smart content delivery and instant feedback. So students or learner now have access to AI tutors, auto-graded platforms, and even generative tools like you mentioned, ChatGPT to clarify doubts,
mhm,
brainstorm ideas, and even simulate real world scenarios. But
mm.
this shift also means we must prepare learners or students to use AI responsibly,
Yeah, yeah,
teaching them not just coding, but also data ethics, critical thinking, and problem solving. It's not knowing about every algorithm, it's about knowing what to build, why, and with what impact. For,
yeah.
for, for example, like practical and project-based learning, like working on healthcare analytics or predictive modeling or NLP pipelines,
Mm.
shows learners how to move from building theory to building meaningful, impact-driven solution. That's the mindset we need for the future. I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. It's really interesting. I guess for the students that you've worked with within the
Hmm.
computer science field, do you see like is computer science completely connected to AI, or are they kind of separate entities? Or do you see that a lot of the students that you would maybe have previously taught computer science, would they disregard that as a course and go straight onto AI? Or is there kind of merging of the two?
Well, I don't think so. Uh, it's like something that AI is related to computer science. It's not separate.
Yeah,
It's not separate that we can say no, AI is separate and computer science is separate. No, they are not separate. Uh, they are. I would rather say belongs to the same uh, place,
yeah.
and it's like the different mainstream like computer science, and in that computer science you will have AI, machine learning,
Mm,
software engineering, data
mm,
uh, this data structure and algorithm. So there are many fields in the computer science. So what
mm,
student think when they first come to learn AI is that AI is magic.
yeah,
They expect quick results and flashy applications like robot or chat GPT level intelligence, which is not possible in the first go. And
yeah.
they have this thing as well. I just need to learn a few algorithms. They assume AI is mostly about coding or a few machine learning models, but
Mm,
it's like that. You have to be very you can say logical about it,
yeah.
and we also think that it's only for maths who are very genius in maths. So
Mm,
some student might started feel intimidated, thinking it's too technical, or only people with strong mathematical background can, have an access to AI. And they have this is very popular misconception that I have got, that they usually think once I learn AI, I'll build the next big startup or
yeah,
game-changing product.
yeah.
That's often hype fueled confidence. But what actually happens is that the learning curve is steep. So AI isn't just about coding, it involves math, especially linear algebra, probability, and statistics, data pre-processing, and real world problem solving. And it's also, I think, less about magic and more about iterations, because whatever I have learned is that evolves data cleaning, hyperparameter tuning, and lots of trials and error. So
Mm,
it's not just feeding data into the model.
mm,
So these are the some challenges and the consequences that student face.
yeah.
But when you compare computer science with AI, they both are completely different scenarios.
Hmm.
They are the same, but they are different in their own way.
Yeah. And I guess, well, building an AI tool, um, there's got to be a practicality to it as well, and that probably has to be first and foremost to understand why you're creating this tool. Is there a need for this tool? And almost sort of reverse engineering it in that way. So I think you've mentioned before about the use of AI within medical
Yeah.
areas, right? Could you just tell us a little bit about that, your experience there, or your understanding there?
So basically, you want to know what I face challenges in the
Hmm.
medical field and how it, how to solve and how to deal with that. So the first biggest challenge which myself and my supervisor face is the data. To collect
Hmm.
the data is the biggest challenge, I would say, in this healthcare, because it's not easily accessible because of there are so many privacy concerns, and there are so many challenges with the data. Once you get the data, so you have to check whether the data is having any bias. So that is like bias in data sets. For
Hmm.
example, AI models can reflect existing stereotypes if trained on biased data sets. Then privacy and data security, AI tools can often collect sensitive data like test scores or attention pattern. So
Hmm.
without safeguards, this data can be misused or exposed.
Hmm. Hmm.
Then the third one is over dependency on tools. Like if anyone or if I rely too much uh, on AI for answers, then I might skip losing critical thinking or original writing. And then the biggest challenge that I face is that the processing speed.
Hmm.
So when you apply to a huge data set, when you apply the basic models, you have to see how it may respond. And
Hmm.
if you apply half of the data set, how it is going to respond. So sometimes the accuracy level got changed. Like wise, I'm working on my publication. So I have to do multiple times hyperparameter tuning. And there is this one problem which I'm facing. If I take half of the data, it will give me low accuracy. And if I take wide range of data, it will give me higher accuracy or
Hmm.
vice versa. So I have to make sure that I have to build a model in such a way that no matter how much data I am feeding to the model, it has to predict
Yeah.
the accuracy very well. So there are certain challenges, and it evolves patience and time and the hyperparameter tuning and how many permutations and combinations you can apply on that.
Wow.
So
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. What you just mentioned there, that reminded me of a conversation previously had on a previous podcast with Jill from KCO, so recruitment company, and talking about, well, we could be using AI, and I think some companies do, to screen applicants, right? To do the initial screening or even to go through the whole process, which is quite an interesting use case for AI. But it begs that question of subjective objective, right? In one way, you can think that a human can be subjective according to the resumes that they look at, and that's a problem that's brought up all the time, that we must be objective. And what are the who exactly are we hiring in terms of the qualifications, which exact criteria, right? So we make sure we're being completely objective according to every single one. So in that way, AI could be 100% objective, but we also know that AI isn't completely objective. It is subjective according to the data that we feed it, right? I
yes.
think this was brought up recently about both Copilot and ChatGPT making presumptions across genders and race, and this is because of the data it's been fed, and in that way it's being subjective, right? So I guess that must be a major challenge, right, in creating a good tool for practicality. And in medical, it must be the same, because we're all individuals. The way that we're treated across genders, across races, is very,
Mhm.
very different, and across lifestyles and all of the specifics that make up a person, right? So you can't generalize everyone to one treatment, which maybe AI would do, right? So I
Yeah,
suppose that's the challenge.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What would you what do you understand in terms of universities and their direction and development of AI and the importance of AI kind of departments within? Because I think you've seen from your experience, computer science has been there for a little while. AI has been integrated. Is there more of an uptake within the university setting to bring in AI into the programs? I mean, actually, um, teaching the development of AI.
Yeah. So the future of basically it's the future of AI in education.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's I believe that AI is going to completely reshape education. Yeah, by
Mm,
making it more personalized, skills driven and accessible, most importantly. We
yeah.
do have tools today like adaptive learning platforms, which can adjust content, based on student pace and understanding. And instructor will shift from content deliverers to learning designers and mentors, guiding
Mm,
critical thinking rather than just presenting facts or textbook examples.
mm,
For example, for instance, let consider this case. Imagine a machine learning case study like stock trend prediction or sentiment analysis being automatically adjusted or adapted to each student's skill level. Beginners might get simplified data sets and guided steps, while
mm,
advanced learner tackle messy, complex, and real world data. In my
mm,
own teaching experience, I have seen how much impact project based learning can have, and AI now make that kind of tailored challenges possible at scale. There are some tools today that, there are some tools making this real today. So I have go through with this tool that is Jupyter Notebook with NB Grader for customizable ML projects.
mm.
Then there is Google Teachable Machine for quick hands-on AI experiment. Then AI coding assistant like GitHub Copilot to scaffold programming in real time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like you're doing programming and it will giving you the responses in real time.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if we use it thoughtfully, so I don't think so AI will replace educators. I think rather it will empower them to create a richer, more engaging learning experiences for students. That's what I believe, and that's what my experience is.
Mm. I guess a big part of it is it should be personalized, just kind of like we're touching upon with healthcare, right? Healthcare should be personalized. The
Personal.
recruitment should get away from being objective, and I guess in learning it should be personalized as well because everyone learns in very very different ways, and AI potentially has the has the capacity to be able to do that for everyone according to your learning needs, learning styles. I think one of the most exciting things I see is the potential of AI to kind of gamify things, right?
Yeah.
Say gamify maths. Do we need a maths tutor if AI can just deliver it and make it like a games lesson, right?
Yes.
That's I would be excited to be in that kind of lesson. um, um, going going forwards, I mean, for students that are thinking to study computer science and with that elements of AI, but not quite sure. I mean, what sort of advice would you give a student that's thinking about going into this field as a profession themselves?
Oh, so, well, I would say to them that start building now.
Mm,
Whatever you have in your mind, start building now. Don't wait for the perfect course or for the perfect opportunity. Just start building now, from
yeah,
today or whenever you want. And use open data sets, collaborate on projects, and always document your learning journey. And
yeah,
focus on understanding the why behind the algorithms, not just the how. So,
mm,
because there are so many programs, when I Google, when I see YouTube, there are thousands and thousands of courses, and you might get confused which one to join. So, I would say to them, just take one uh, tutorial, whichever tutorial you want to listen, and stick to that and just focus and go to the Kaggle open source platform, go to GitHub, try to take the code and try to work on the code and try to understand why I am doing this, not
Mm.
just the how and not just, memorize the code. And also don't fear AI, learn to partner with it. It's
Yeah.
a tool to extend your ability, not replace it, because many student or many learners will fear, oh, what will, because I have heard there are so many, I mean, there are sessions and there are workshops going on, that AI will replace jobs and this and that. It's not like that. Just I would rather say, just focus on what you are doing and try to always understand the why, because that's more important and that's the key. Once you get it, it's gonna be very smoothing journey for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I figure the same kind of message must be true for business leaders, right? For anyone that wants to integrate AI into their systems, into their business, it's the same. Understand why, they kind of be open-minded and just
Mhm.
try, right? Because it's not there to replace jobs; it's there to leverage you, hopefully to save more time. And as I keep on hearing from a lot of people, I think you can automate everything, pretty much everything, but you can't automate yourself. You still got to, for those human interactions, for those conversations, that's the only thing that you can't manage to automate is exactly that. And even you can to a certain extent, but for the really valuable conversations, and you need to be present, right? Everything else can be automated.
Yeah,
And you can be open to learning and installing those.
yeah, and I would rather say that AI won't replace any, like, usually people have this talk that AI in the future will replace teachers, which I think,
Mm.
wow, it's not gonna possible. I would rather say that AI won't replace teachers, but teachers who use AI will replace those who don't.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Ed- because educator will evolve into curators and facilitators, leveraging AI to support learning,
Mhm.
track progress, while educators or the teachers will focus on creativity, mentorship, and emotional intelligence. For example, let's take this case. Imagine using AI to automatically assess student code and provide feedback.
Mhm.
So it freeing the teachers to focus on conceptual gaps, creativity, and project direction, areas where human insight matter the most. I mean, ChatGPT won't tell you to do this thing in that way.
Yeah.
Only the one who have the knowledge, who have read the books, who have worked on it will tell you, okay, you can, instead of writing long paragraph of code, you can use the function,
Yeah.
or that's what your conceptual gap is. There is conceptual gap, you can have functions, or you can have any other method to uh, perform specific tasks. So I would say that yes, AI will free the teachers to focus on, like, more important, I would rather say, project direction, which is very important,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
focus on conceptual gaps and creativity. So the educators will guide you best in that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what we get from our educators.
Yeah. It's leveling. I mean, and you see that with technology, over the past 25, 30 years, is that it's always been in education, and we've had to level up and adapt and change as new technology has been adopted, and it becomes a fundamental part of education. The teachers need to adopt it and understand it along with whatever comes next after AI, right? And I guess for you, Ronick, so for your future, for your continuation as an educator, where do you see yourself going in the next for 5, 10 years, and how does AI play a part in that?
It's I would rather say, in the next two, absolutely, it's one of the most exciting and challenging part of working in AI and education right now.
Hmm.
Honestly, I would say one of the biggest shifts I see, or we are seeing, is that many of the things that we are working on today don't
Yeah.
technically exist yet. Don't technically
Mm,
exist yet, but they are rapidly, I would say, emerging as technology evolves or will become mainstream the in within 5 to 10 years.
yeah.
For example, we can see there are so many roles which I think and not think, which I really, read. They are
Yeah.
not at present, but they are rapidly evolving. So I'm not sure which field by that time, which field will strike me and which field will gain my interest. So there
Mm,
are, I think, 3 to 4 roles that I have gone through. There are so many,
yeah.
but 3 to 4 roles that excite me the most is the first one is the AI ethicist or algorithm auditors, who will be responsible for ensuring that AI systems are fair and transparent. So
Yeah.
that blends actually law and data science and public policy. Then the another one is human AI interaction designer.
Yeah.
So that is someone who makes AI tools more intuitive, like the way we interact with co-pilots or uh, smart assistant.
Yeah.
Then I have seen there is a rise of prompt engineers or generative AI trainers who
Mm,
specializes in fine tuning, like how tools like ChatGPT behaves in specific industries.
yeah.
And there is one AR learning architects for immersive education. Then AI enhanced mental health coaches, which is something related to uh, what I am working these days,
Yeah. Yeah.
and even neuro data specialist who bridges neuroscience and AI.
Yeah.
So there are so many, and we just need to focus. Sorry, it's a personal question. So I need to focus on which field or which role is exciting me the most in such a way that whatever I have read within the past years,
Yeah.
how I can implement those things to the future.
Yeah, yeah. I think you've got exactly the right approach. I mean, from my own experience as an educator, the worst thing you can do is stop still in terms of what you are teaching. You know, with the contents that you are putting out to students, because once you do that, it very quickly gets very boring for you. And you've got to, as an educator, you've always got to be open to learning new things yourself, understanding things better, and then passing that on to the students because it's the passion and and the knowledge as an educator that you build up over time that makes you more valuable as an educator and you know someone who's got a background in computer science and then AI is becoming a strand of that and with that so many different things to learn and to be able to teach the students and create value in society. You know, that's I think that's very valuable. And you've got exactly the right kind of approach in looking at
Yes,
it in that way. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And
Yeah. Sorry.
yes, exactly. You are right. The way you have mentioned that being as an educator, you have to always learn new things. Because I think it's my example that uh, in my bachelor's I did information technology. Then I switched to computer science because there is a boom of computer science. Then I
Mm,
switched to AI because there is a boom. So I don't know within the next 5 to 10 years which stream is at the top.
yeah, yeah,
Of course,
exactly.
we have to always have the habit of learning. So that will help us to grow. Because if we stick to only one, I don't think so. It's very good as an educator to stick to one.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
technology always changes.
Yeah, 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 and just and this applies to business leaders and everyone. If you stay stagnant, if you stay still for too long,
Uh,
that's not success, right? It's you've always got to be learning, no matter how old you are, no matter how
yeah.
successful you are as an individual or as a business. You've always got to be learning, always be open to learning, and that contributes, right? Well, I mean, if anyone wants to reach out to you, Ranik, what's the best way to contact you?
Okay, so the best way to reach me is via LinkedIn. So I'll give the link to the James and he
Yeah,
will drop at the comment.
yeah,
Or email me directly at masiraunak@gmail.com. Of course, for that as well, I'm going to mention my mail ID.
yeah,
And you can also check some of my technical work and research on GitHub. for that GitHub link. I'll give it to you, and
Yeah.
I'm happy to chat or collaborate further.
Brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, I think anyone would be very lucky to collaborate with you, Raunak. Well,
Likewise.
I'll put those details below in the comments, so anyone that
Yeah.
wants to can reach you directly. But amazing having you on, Raunak, today. Really, really valuable conversation. Yeah, thank you very much for joining.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much. It's really been interesting to talk with you, and it's always it's always good to have a talk with someone who is into your field or who is into AI or business. So you will get some or gain some knowledge. So
Yeah,
you in the future you will think like, no, might be I have to contact this person for this. So I think it's a very good way to collaborate or to chat with other persons who are in the same field or in the different field. And I'm so glad that you have given me the opportunity. Thank
yeah.
you so much, James. Thank you.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Thank you very much, Raunak, and thank you everyone for listening.